If you don't have an hour each day to do steady state aerobic exercise, if a 20-minute high-intensity interval training session fits your schedule but requires more effort than you are willing or able to do, I understand. Can I interest you in 40 seconds of effort? This is not some silly made-up thing. It is a real form of exercise called REHIT, or reduced exertion high-intensity training, and it has been shown in studies to increase aerobic capacity and metabolic health, even if you are currently sedentary. This video shows you why it works and how you can do it. Barring any physical limitations, exercise of any type is beneficial. But the reality is that time is not easy to come by and intense exercise is daunting. That makes time-consuming steady-state exercises and 20 or 30-minute intense workouts with minimal rest unrealistic for many people. There is an alternative. It's called REHIT, or reduced exertion high-intensity interval training. It takes just 10 minutes to complete and requires just 2 20-second bursts of all-out effort during the entire workout. In a study involving sedentary young adults, it was shown to improve aerobic capacity and metabolic health. Studies like this one use laboratory settings to measure metabolic factors. If you'd like to get insights into your metabolism at home, you may want to try Lumen. Lumen analyzes the carbon dioxide you breathe out to determine the fuel your body is running on. Specifically, are you burning fat, carbs, or a combination of the two? Here's how easy it is to use.
Inhale deeply through your lumen. Hold your breath. Exhale in 3, 2, 1.
In seconds, Lumen shows my results in an easy-to-read display that also shares the percentage of fat or carbs that my body is burning. Lumen can be used throughout the day to get in-the-moment feedback about what your metabolism is burning for energy. If you'd like to get a Lumen device, you can use my link in the description area below to save 15%. Now, back to the video. The purpose of exercise is to stimulate a positive physical or metabolic response. Most of that response comes after the exercise session when you are in recovery. What researchers found is that with REHIT, just 2 20-second intervals of maximal effort are all that is required to stimulate that response. During these short, all-out exertions, your energy demand goes up exponentially. Your body cannot keep up with this intensity aerobically. To keep going, it needs to tap into its anaerobic energy system, which mobilizes stored glycogen in muscles. This mobilization of muscle glycogen seems to be the key to why REHIT works, because the muscles don't know this is a short sprint. All they know is that there has been a dramatic and quick shift in intensity, and they must mobilize energy to meet whatever need is coming down the pike. So the muscles are tricked into mobilizing more than is required, providing a metabolic boost. So how do you do it? A REHIT workout lasts 10 minutes in total. It starts with a warm-up, ends with a cool-down, and includes 2 brief periods of maximal effort in the middle. The study participants used stationary bikes for their workouts, which is sensible since they are stable pieces of equipment, making it a safe way to push yourself to maximal effort. You could use a different form of exercise, which I'll touch on in a moment, but if you would like to follow the protocol used in the study, here is what to do. Start with a 3-minute warm-up at low intensity. In the study, this was defined as 60 watts on an exercise bike. To give you an idea of what that means, according to Stages Cycling, a beginner cyclist may average around 75 to 100 watts in an hour workout, so 60 watts is pretty mild. After the warm-up, move right into an all-out sprint for 20 seconds, giving it your maximal effort. Return to the low intensity level for a 3-minute and 20-second recovery period, then move right back into an all-out 20-second sprint before returning to low intensity for a 3-minute cool down. And that is it. Do that 3 times a week for a total of 30 minutes of exercise. All right, let's tie up a few loose ends and answer a few questions so you can be successful using REHIT. There are only 40 total seconds of giving it your all in a REHIT workout. But It does have to be your maximal effort to get the benefit. And the reason why comes back to our discussion on mobilizing glycogen stores in the muscles. An earlier study evaluated traditional HIIT workouts in which a participant will work at about 80% of their maximal effort for repeated 30-second intervals. They found that the breakdown of glycogen is only activated during the first 15 seconds of the intense interval and is then notably lessened during the final 15 seconds. The study went on to say that activation of glycogen breakdown is inhibited in subsequent repeated sprints. In other words, this suggests a 20-minute HIIT workout with multiple high-intensity intervals may be unnecessarily strenuous, at least when it comes to mobilizing glycogen, because that can be completed with 1 or 2 short maximal intensity intervals. So, does this mean HIIT workouts and steady-state aerobic exercises are useless? Absolutely not. The best exercise for you is the one you will do, and variety is good for overall physical and metabolic fitness. I still do HIIT workouts, go for walks, and lift weights, and I have folded REHIT workouts into my weekly routine, especially when time is a factor, which is a top benefit of this 10-minute workout. Many of the studies on REHIT use stationary bikes, which again is a good choice because you are going all out for 20 seconds. Trying to do that on a treadmill is not as stable, so just be sure you are comfortable sprinting on a treadmill or choose a more stable piece of equipment like a rowing machine where you are better supported. Also, be smart. 20 seconds is not a long time, but it will tax your heart. If your heart is not healthy, don't do this. Also, if you have been sedentary, work up to 20 seconds of maximal effort. The study participants did this. Their first workout included just one 10-second sprint. They then moved up to 15-second sprints for the next couple of weeks before performing the 20-second sprints. Just 30 minutes of reduced exertion high-intensity training weekly can improve your aerobic capacity and metabolic health, even if you are currently sedentary. I will leave a link to the study in the description area below the video, along with a link to Lumen if you'd like to learn more about that. And let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Do you think REHIT is too good to be true, or do you think it is a novel way to work smarter, not harder? Thanks for watching. Before you go, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Have a great rest of your day.